Good morning. It's wonderful to be here again to launch our citywide effort, a statewide effort really, to ensure that all the residents of our city take full advantage of the earned income tax credit and the child care credits. And to again announce the availability of our volunteer income tax assistance sites, the VITA sites. I want to begin by really thanking Peter Lee and all of the folks here at Johnson Cope Settlement House for, again, leading this EITC VITA campaign, for hosting this event today, and also for really helping in a very, very serious way to get the word out about the benefits of both of these credits to the residents of our city. I also want to thank all of our partners in this, Tony and the United Way, the N.E. Casey Foundation, Making Connections Initiative, Citizens and Washington Trust, Bank of Rhode Island, Bank of America, all who have been part of this. Obviously, the incredible partnership with the IRS has been really important. Thanks Senator Lanzi and Representative Almeida for being here. This is, as I think Senator Whitehouse just mentioned, this is a really important tool and a really important benefit that can help some of our families in the greatest need. And if there was ever a year where this should be used, that we should be sure that every single dollar which is available to Providence families comes to Providence families, it's this year. This is an incredibly difficult time for families all across the city, and this credit and these resources can come as sometimes something that can really help families that are really living on the edge right now in this really hideous recession. And so we want to be sure that particularly this year, where the President and the Congress improved and actually increased the EITC, as Senator Whitehouse mentioned, it was expanded to offer up to $5,657 to qualifying families. In addition to that, the child tax credit was expanded to include up to $1,000 per child credit for all children under 17. So these are resources which can be used, of course, for child care, for utility bills, for rent, for food, but most importantly to support families during a really hard time and to immediately go back into the economy of our city. So it has the double benefit of helping families and helping our local economy. And so I want to really encourage people, obviously, to help us get the word out. I think one thing we should really focus on this year is to ensure that people know that there are VITA sites all across the city that are there to help residents access these resources free of charge. I think what we're seeing is some people are going to agencies and paying for the service. And the message really has to get out that there are VITA sites near where you live. The services are completely free. And even if you only spend $100 or $200 for the service, that's $100 or $200 which you could be using to support your family. So it's really important that we make sure that residents understand the services that are provided, the really professional, wonderful services at the VITA sites are provided at no cost, and encourage people to do that versus paying for that service through some office or an agency. Just to acknowledge kind of the success we've had over the last 8 years, this Providence initiative has provided over 10,000 families with benefits from the EITC and child care tax credit, brought over $14 million in state and federal income tax refunds, over $7.6 million in EITC and child care tax credits, and saved Providence residents over $2.1 million in tax preparation. So if you add that up, it's brought tens of millions of dollars to our city over the last 8 years, and that's as a result of this incredible partnership and working together. As Peter mentioned, this is really one piece of the Pathways to Opportunity work, and I want to acknowledge Bert Cooper, who's leading that work for the city of Providence. And many of you have been partners in different components of that. But this is really about ensuring that there is economic stability for families in our city and economic opportunity. And part of that is to be sure that people are availing themselves of all the benefits and all the credits and all the support that they can get from programs such as the EITC. We're also working on a series of very exciting job training initiatives as part of the Pathways to Opportunity work, working with our local banks and a Bank on Providence initiative to be sure that families have banking relationships and avoid payday loan programs and other kinds of things like that. So this is all part of a very comprehensive anti-poverty initiative that the city has embarked on with many of you as partners, so that we can really get to this issue of beginning to eradicate poverty in the city and creating hope and economic opportunities for all residents of Providence. So I'm happy to be here. Let's make this our best year ever, and thank you again, Peter, for your great leadership.